feel like my machine gun's good lately.
MGM. Machine gun mic.
Season 3, episode 52. We're going over the week 3 matchups. We're breaking everything down. I'm the host with the most. My name is Michael Marquinhos, and I'm here with my boy, Anthony Ravelis.
Also known as Billabong.
Also known as Billabong. He got this name during one of the live streams.
Yes.
People were truly
roasting.
It's very funny.
I was full of rotisserie.
Yeah, it's very funny.
Hey, how much you bench, bro?
How much you bench? So we're covering all the matchups on Sunday and Monday for week 3. Who to start, who to sit, all that good stuff. But before we jump into it, go ahead and subscribe to us on YouTube. Help us reach our goal to be able to monetize. Subscribe to us on the Apple Podcast app. Follow us, leave us a rating, review. Follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter. All these links are in the description down below. And also, if you want to say you have a player on the Giants, you just go on the timestamps below and you can see us talking about the New York Giants. You can see us talking about the New York Giants and the timestamp. You can just navigate through the episode that way. That way, if you don't have enough time to listen to the whole podcast, we got you covered, okay? Just use those timestamps. It's really helpful stuff. All right? But let's jump into it.
Dude, I'm on point. Tyler's fired.
No more Tyler.
No more T. No more your boy T. It's your boy A.
All right. Well, I did also a gray background, which I've never done before. So if you're on YouTube, let us know if you like it or not.
Yeah, people, let us know what you think.
It's normally black. I was messing around. Put a gray background. I don't know. I kind of like it. But we'll start with we always go quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends. People to start. We're going kind of speed round through this one because we're doing everything in this episode. But, yeah, we go quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, and then whether or not to play that defense. So we'll start on with the 49ers. What do you think?
That's a no for me, dog.
No,
I ain't getting cute.
No Nick Mullins.
Nick Mullins.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think that Nick Mullins did actually pretty good back in the day, but I'm not taking a risk.
Yeah, I mean where I'm going for my starts is going to be the running back position. Jerick McKinnon's going to be a nice flex play this week. He broke off that big run last week and also had what was his targets? I'm pulling him up real quick as we speak. I believe he didn't have a target, which is interesting, but he's going to get targeted in the running game. I also think that Jeff Wilson Jr. is an interesting play.
Jr.
I've just kind of come up with that. You ever watch Friends?
I mean, kind of back in the day.
When Phoebe or not Phoebe, but when Phoebe's brother has a kid and he's like, "This is Frank Jr. That's where I got that from.
Oh,
it's a Friends reference. So, anyways. But to Jeff Wilson Jr., I mean, Jerick McKinnon's coming off of back-to-back season-ending injuries, I believe, right? It was season-ending, both of them? So they're not going to give him a full workload. So if you're desperate, I think Jeff Wilson is actually a decent play. I'm actually considering starting him in one of my leagues.
Yeah, and he's probably still available, too, if you check your waiver wire. You'd be surprised. Yeah,
if you need a desperate play, I'd actually go with him over someone like Frank Gore, who's going to probably see 20 carries, but it's going to be meh.
Yeah.
So... receiver position, I'm not starting any of those guys. I'm not messing with it. I think Brandon Ayuk's maybe a name to keep an eye on. But for me, that's a no for me, dog.
Yeah, truly. Let's say Antonio Brown goes there or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tight
ends. I mean, if there's no George Kittle, the one receiving option I'm going to start is going to be Jordan Reed. I mean, he's essentially their best receiver in a sense, even though he's the tight end.
It's funny when he kept scoring out last Sunday, everybody's like, oh, dude. He's out here. Everybody forgot about Jordan Reed.
Yeah.
But
so
good
nice,
for him.
Nice tight end play, and against the Giants too. So
yeah, it's a great matchup. Then defense. I think you can light up this Niners defense. Bad Giants O-line. I'm with it. We can move on to. Oops.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Dude. What is that? Why is that? Okay. Anyways. That's super weird. All right. Yeah, we can move on to the Giants. Are you starting Mitch Trubisky?
He's playing for the Giants now? Did they make a trade?
Excuse me. Jesus. Daniel Jones. It's because of them.
Danny Dimes? No, I know. Yeah. That came up. It's the highlights.
The highlights came up, and it was like they're playing the Bears last week. So that's I don't know. Anyways.
It's all right. Hey, sometimes pimps mess up.
Or pimps fuck up. I got so much allergies from those dogs yesterday.
Yeah.
I sound like insane.
I fucked up. I forgot to use this.
Hadouken! It's for Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah, so he's Ayuk and Daniel Jones straight over to the bench because that offensive line is not good. I know the Niners has had some injuries in the defense, the loss of Bosa, other players, but I mean, this offensive line is struggling. So Danny Dimes is someone who has a good schedule going forward. So he's someone I didn't draft on purpose because I knew the first 3 weeks were going to be brutal, but he's someone I knew that after week 3 I was going to try and pick up on the waiver wire because it gets better.
Yeah, so look out for him for future matchups, but maybe not this one.
And then we get into the running backs real quick. I mean, Devontae Freeman, I don't know if he's a lock to play yet. He did get picked up Tuesday and signed. I'm kind of talking both running backs at once because it does make a difference. If there's no Freeman, I'm okay starting Dion Lewis. He gets invited to the tee, passes the COVID test. He's only getting the playbook for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so 3 days of being with the team. I don't know if he's going to start. I wouldn't trust him in his first week. The one I would start if I'm going to start someone would probably be Dion Lewis. And if Freeman's out, I'm going to go with Dion Lewis. I think he's actually a decent flex play if Freeman's out.
Yeah, I'm with it.
Freeman long term, but for this week specifically,
I'm kind of scared of any of these running backs just because, I mean, Saquon's so good and he had trouble getting things to happen behind this line. And I just don't, like, when waivers were going on, that's why I was so much higher on grabbing Mike Davis, even if it's for a short window.
Yeah, that's true. I think it would be more towards a PPR format. I think standard and half PPR I wouldn't feel comfortable with either. PPR, I think I'm okay if Freeman's out with Lewis.
Yeah.
That's like we're talking like a low end 3 running back.
Yeah. Okay, we go to wide receivers.
It's kind of a Slayton for me, and that's
about it.
That's about it. I know Golden Tate's there. I think he's someone you keep on your roster, and he's an okay PPR flex, but that's about it.
Yeah, Darius Slayton just seems to be like the guy there. And
And Johnny Shepard, he's got a toe.
He's got a toe. Tight ends, Evan Ingram. I feel like you have to play Evan Ingram.
Yeah, and I mean the targets have been there. It just hasn't came through. And I mean the loss of Saquon is only going to help Evan Ingram even more. 7 and 8 targets. So you're starting Ingram unless you have a really good option, which some people might. But he's a top tight end for me.
Yeah.
Top 8 tight end. He's got that tight end.
Top 8.
Oh, he's a big boy.
He's big boy. Okay, you playing Giants defense?
That's a no.
That's gonna be a no for me as well. We'll move on to the Washington football team.
I'm starting Antonio Gibson. I'm starting Terry.
Are you starting Antonio Gibson?
He's a nice flex play. I mean, he did go from up to 65% of the snaps last week, which you like to see. He got the goal line work. Peyton Barber, I think, saw 1 snap, I want to say.
I think he had 1 carry.
Yeah, and it was probably on that. Peyton Barber, 1 snap. J.D. McKissick, 29 snaps. Antonio Gibson, 43. This is becoming his backfield. Yeah, you can't expect in week 1 a guy who's never been a true running back to come in and see 60, 70% of the workload. 100%. And the fact that they did it in week 2, that's faster than I thought it would be. So I like to see that. So I think he's a nice flex play. Not an auto start, but a flex play.
Yeah. I have him in my flex spot too.
Yeah. Terry McLaurin, I mean, he's kind of set it and forget it. I mean, the interesting name would be one Sir Logan Thomas. I'm not mad at it. I think you can do worse, especially in a PPR format.
Yeah, he's a good stream.
If I was like, yo, dog, this guy might only get you like 40, 50 yards, but he's going to get you 8, 9 targets, I'm okay with that at tight end.
Yeah.
It's not the worst. You can do worse.
Yeah. Tight ends is if you get like 40 yards and if you end up in the end zone. That's it. You did well that week.
Yeah, and I know Steve Sims isn't someone you're starting, but if he's out, that just only boosts the target share, potential target share for Logan. I called him Logan Paul last night when I wrote it down.
Logan Thomas.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm with it. Washington's defense, you playing them?
I'm not mad at it. I think it's a decent play. We've seen Baker make mistakes. The defensive line has kind of been touted as this good run defense, and through 2 weeks they've held up to that name tag. So, if they can kind of control the running game and give Baker a few sacks, I don't know if that's how you say that, but that's how I said that. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, I'm with it too. We can move on to the Browns. Are you playing Baker Mayfield? No. I'm a Baker hater. I'll admit it. I'm not starting Baker.
I don't know if there will be a game this year where I say I like Baker.
Unless they play the Jets or something. Even then,
they're just gonna run the ball.
Yeah.
So it's like,
because if I was coaching staff in Cleveland, I'm gonna just run the ball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Until he efficiently gets better, and it's like, okay, we've seen a couple. Okay, the thing is nowadays quarterbacks run the ball, so it's like 250 and 2 isn't that good anymore. 202, you're probably losing because you have quarterbacks who are running the ball for 40, 50 yards a game. Rushing touchdowns are going crazy. They're throwing for 3 touchdowns a game. So it's like, what quarterback can get me 3 touchdowns this week? That's more of how I look at it versus
Right.
like, maybe he can give me 250 and 2 and then I'll lose.
And he won't rush, so it's like that doesn't help you. So yeah, I'm with you there on the little Cleveland Brownies quarterback. Look for better options. Running backs, you got to start Nick Chubb.
Yeah,
obviously.
I feel like this is an interesting one. There's Kareem Hunt. Because he's I brought up the point on week 1 how the whole snap scenario and all that, and it came to fruition again in week 2. I mean, the first half he had 1 point.
Yeah. It was, yeah.
So I'm actually a little bit nervous about this week for Kareem Hunt. I think he's somewhat okay in a PPR, but I mean, if he doesn't get that same type of boom he got in that second half against the Bengals last week, and this Washington run defense, let's just say they hold them both to 3 yards per carry. And, Kareem Hunt sees 8 carries versus Chubb's 18, and he runs for 3 yards per carry and gets 2 catches. I think he actually has a lower floor than some people might be anticipating in this matchup. So while I still think he's a nice flex play, I'm a little bit skeptical on the start this week. I would probably lean a receiver in PPR if I could. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good way to always do it, though, in the flex. If you're in PPR,
yeah,
lean receiver. Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous with you, too, on that one. Wide receivers, are you playing Odell? Poopdell?
I mean,
I feel bad for the guy. He's just getting called Poopy all the time.
Odell Beckham Jr. Dookie. I mean, I'm okay with Odell. It's flex play to me. I think he even came out and said, yo, dog, I ain't putting up these massive numbers, so y'all need to pump the brakes. That's not what he said, but that's what I said. But that's kind of what he said.
Did he?
For fantasy purposes. Yeah, you didn't see the quote? He was like, I'm probably not going to put up massive numbers in this offense. Long story short is he was like, you know what, I've accepted that we have 2 really good running backs, and they're going to be good week in and week out. I don't need to, get 15 targets a game in a sense is what he was saying. Yeah, so
it's pretty actually big of him to say that.
He's showing growth. Sometimes when you get a dump on the chest, you look in the mirror and you reflect your life the next day. Not gonna say I have or haven't done that, but
that's funny.
I mean, I'm okay with him as a flex. I think the question comes down to I don't know how you feel about him, but Jarvis Landry, I have him on my bench.
Yeah.
9 targets in 2 games. The offense, the way they're running the ball, and the way they're not passing, it's a no-go for me this week.
Yeah, you got to. I would say just wait that out for a little bit and see if anything changes. But I'm the same way. I'm trying to ship off Jarvis Landry in a trade. To be honest,
he still has a decent name, so I would probably do it. Or
yeah.
I know Tyler said it about Odell, but if you see another 4 or 5 target game from Landry in 3 weeks straight and he scores a touchdown, I would trade him.
Yeah.
Because at that point, 3 weeks of no game that's more than 6 targets, I'm gonna be worried. So. We'll see what he says about that next week. I know he loves Landry.
A lot of people just look at the points. They don't look at targets or receptions even.
Yeah.
A lot of times. So, yeah.
No.
Tight ends? No.
I'm okay with the defense.
What about, you don't want to play Pooper, Scooper, Hooper?
You know what he's going to do?
Nothing?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm with you, too. I was so not on the Austin Hooper
I think
train.
we all were. None of us were big on him.
Dude, I could not, nobody could sell me on it. I was just like, dude, that's not.
We didn't even have, optimism.
It's because I didn't like him really in Atlanta, and then, I don't know. And then he goes to the Browns. I'm like, this doesn't make it better.
It just makes it dookie.
I mean, I know he had a great year that one year, but it's just, anyways. Defense, Browns defense against Dwayne Haskins.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, it's not a bad.
Could do worse.
I think definitely worse place. So we can move on to the Cincinnati Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals are taking on the almost as injured as the Niners.
Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, the Eagles. So you
Eagles.
playing Joe Burrow? Joe Burrow keeps getting picked up in a lot of leagues.
I think he's a decent stash, but it's still a no for me. I need to see more from a fantasy perspective. We're not talking NFL. I think NFL, it's a different story. But is he maybe a second-half streaming quarterback? Yeah, but I need to see more consistency and more connection in the red zone before I'm doing that.
Yeah, I'm with you on there.
You're starting Joe Mixon. Let's make that quick.
Yeah, Joe Mixon, you're starting. Gio Bernard's a good ad if he's there, but that's about it for running backs. Wide receivers.
I feel like Tyler Boyd and AJ Green are no brainers if AJ Green's playing.
Yeah.
I think the only one kind of worth a little discussion and this one would be the tight end, Mr. Sample.
Drew Sample working at Costco. Yeah, would you like a sample?
I would love a sample of that.
Why are we talking sexy, dude?
Dude.
Anyways,
you're extra sexy with that deep voice.
I know. It's because I have allergies, so I feel weird.
I don't know, but it's got me moist. That's all I'm saying.
My God, you need to fucking chill. Listen, but are you playing Drew Sample though?
He's like that Logan Thomas type, where it's like I'm not mad at it because 6 targets to the tight end position in week 1, 15 in week 2. Uzama's out for the year. I know Joe Burrow's not going to throw, 60 times or something stupid like that. But if he drop backs and throws it 40 times, I'm not mad at the sample. He seemed to have a connection with him for some reason.
Yeah. It's just, I always say it's like that rookie quarterback tight end rapport, dude.
Yeah. Dude, he'd be giving him samples in the locker room. Hey, Joe, come here. I got you.
Here, I got you.
You want some of this slice salami? Take a piece. It's on me. It's on the house. All right.
Bengals defense against the Eagles?
No.
Against the Eagles?
No.
Okay, then we can move on to the Eagles. Quarterback playing. What's going on?
I'm probably trying to get away from Carson Wentz. He's looked terrible for multiple weeks. So when it's week 3 and there's a lot of streaming options or quarterbacks that, Ryan Tannehill's on the waiver wires, some of these type of guys, I'm going to get away from Wentz if I can. Yeah. Until I know Cincinnati's not a good defense, but maybe this is a get-right game for him. Yeah, he hasn't looked good.
Yeah, yeah, if I can find something else there. Would you play Tannehill or would you play Baker or Carson Wentz?
Oh, that's a good question. But I think I'd go Wentz.
Yeah, me too.
I just think for potential for 3 touchdown to 4 touchdown upside is there.
Yeah.
In a matchup against the Bengals.
Running backs.
You're starting Miles Sanders.
Miles Sanders, dude, coming in hot.
Deshaun Jackson, he's the only receiver I'm considering starting. No Alshon, no Rager. I think he's a decent flex play, especially in more of a standard because he's that home run.
If I would have played him over Will Fuller, I would have beat Tyler last week. Would have been great.
He fucked up. That was your birthday present to him. You should tell him that.
Yeah, I gave him a win for his birthday. By the way, it's Anthony's birthday right now, so
yeah, dude, you guys are welcome.
If you don't subscribe on Anthony's birthday, it's fucked up.
You're not dead to me, but you owe me $1.
But yeah, Deshaun Jackson is the main guy there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then you could play either one of these.
You're starting Hurts, and I like Goddard as like a low end 1 tight end.
Yeah. Yeah, I think both of these guys. They don't have anyone there.
Yeah,
you have to play.
Dallas Goedert's actually out targeted Zach Ertz through 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if he scores more touchdowns and ends up outscoring Zach Ertz. It's in the range of outcomes. It's not like it's probable, but it can happen.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. That's what they say.
Anything can happen. The Angels could win the pennant. Are you playing the defense, Eagles defense?
No.
No?
No.
Not against the Bengals?
No, I think they could do enough, and that defense hasn't looked
the greatest. When
you lose to Washington and Dwayne Haskins, I'm not starting you.
Yeah. The Las Vegas Raiders.
Dude, the undefeated Las Vegas Raiders.
I know, insane.
This is quick. Jacobs and Waller, next team.
Really?
Yeah,
Josh Jacobs and Darren Waller.
You're not starting Derek Carr against New England. He's actually we'll get into the defensive side with him. So, it's Jacobs and Waller.
Yeah, because these wide receivers are all over the place over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, are you playing Raiders defense
against New England?
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
Do you want to answer that for the people?
No, okay. Don't play this defense. We got the Patriots. Cam Newton's lighting it up, dude. If Cam Newton's somehow in your fucking league, pick him up, dude, and start him. He's been killing it. Raiders secondary is not that great. Fucking do it.
Dude, Cam Newton's like
Hansel. So hot right now.
He truly is super hot.
I had to look for the drop. I was like, wait. I was like, I know you organized it by letters. I was like, H, Hansel, hot, horny, got it. All right.
But yeah, you're starting Cam Newton. Running backs, I think if I'm going to start anything, it's James White. But last week he didn't play, but it was a family emergency kind of thing. So
tragic accident.
Yeah, so he'll probably play if I had to guess. But just look out for it, though. You never know.
Yeah.
That's one of those rare incidents. I played him last week, which was sweet. I wasn't paying attention.
Maybe you should get better.
Yeah. So don't be like me, Pay attention.
I mean, Edelman's a no-brainer. You're starting Edelman. N'Keal Harry.
N'Keal Harry.
I don't mind N'Keal Harry. I believe he's actually out-targeted Julian Edelman. They're tied at 18 targets. So, I mean, I think N'Keal Harry's a good flex play.
Yeah.
And he's more of that, like, end zone type of receiver, deep play type of receiver than Edelman is, even though Edelman has out yardage.
Luckiest pick six.
Yeah.
6 pick.
So, I mean, I'd like N'Keal Harry as a flex play.
Yeah. I like him too. He was one of my guys.
Tight end, no. Defense, I don't. How do you feel about this? Because I know Derek Carr is a dink and dunk, but what the Raiders can do with Josh Jacobs by running the ball, and he hasn't turned the ball over once this year so far, Derek Carr.
Huh.
So I'm like, is it that good of a play? I feel like you're more than likely starting him, but what I'm going to get at is I don't think it's a boom game from New England.
It might actually not be as many points as you might think it is. But the Patriots get lucky, dude. It's like they really do have like Jesus Christ on their side. They like that pick 6 they got last week.
Well, they had Mel Gibson out there, bro.
Mel Gibson. But yeah, so I don't know. I would temper expectations for your defense. I don't think I don't know who you're going to stream over the Patriots defense.
Yeah.
This week, you know what I mean?
The Colts if they're there.
Colts if they're there. Yeah, I would drop the Patriots defense for the Colts right now. But we can move on to the Bears. We got Mitch Trubisky.
It's a good matchup, and he's played decent for fantasy. I'm actually not mad at it. Who was the quarterback we were talking about? I would actually probably go with Mitch over Baker, and I'd probably go with him over Wentz, actually, to be honest.
It's a decent matchup. The Falcons, it's like a 70, 80-point game every time.
They've given up the quarterback one back-to-back weeks.
Yeah.
That's not good.
So, I mean, if you're in a pinch, I should have picked him up instead of Gardner Minshew.
Yeah. And then, I mean, the next guys are kind of a no-brainer. Robinson and David Montgomery. He's an RB2 at this point. I know he's had two good weeks. So, I mean, I think you're starting him as an RB2 flex.
Don't get cute.
Yeah.
Don't get cute like I did and play Nyheim Hines over David Montgomery.
Dude, that was a good call.
Why is everyone so fucking stupid?
But yeah, I think you're playing Allen Robinson. Anthony Miller put up 0 points last week. So
yeah, he's not in my lineup.
Yeah. Tight ends.
No.
I will say though, with the matchup, you can make the argument for Anthony Miller, but no.
That's a you call.
Are you playing Bears defense against the Falcons? That's gonna be a no for me because there's gonna be a lot of points scored in this game.
Yeah, it's a no for me too.
Yeah. I think you might have to have them. Sometimes I take a loss on the defense if I see they have a nice matchup the week after. But Falcons quarterback, you playing Matt Ryan?
I mean, I feel like you're probably starting Matty Ice almost every week.
Yeah.
At this point, the way he's connected with Ridley and in the end zone, the Hayden Hurst, essentially being somewhat of Hooper was, he's kind of, I don't want to say he's an auto start because you might have better options, but he's a top 10 week-to-week quarterback.
Yeah. All right, we can move on to the running backs. Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley hasn't looked great, but I think he's still not a bad flex spot. I think you're right, though. If you're in a PPR league, try and lean maybe receiver if you're throwing him in your flex.
Yeah.
Just for the reception upside.
The way it's looked so far, if Todd Gurley doesn't score, you're going to be upset.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's almost like I hate to use. He looks better this year, but he's almost like with less receptions so far. It's like what David Montgomery was last year. It was like 50, 60 yards. If he scored, cool. If he didn't, you're like, well, that sucked.
Right. Well, that being said, I think we covered it. That's how you play him.
Yeah, I mean, you're starting Calvin Ridley, no-brainer. Julio Jones is playing. You're still running him out there.
You could even play Russell Gage if you want to.
I'm not mad at Russell Gage, especially if Julio Jones is out. I ain't mad at that.
I'm in a league and I have Julio, Calvin Ridley, and Russell Gage.
I did make a trade even though I don't trade.
Imagine if you just had all three receivers from the Falcons starting in your lineup.
Dude, they've had like 3 touchdowns. Or they've had what was it, week 1? They each had like 100 yards and a touchdown.
They all had over 10 targets.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, I would say obviously Julio and Calvin Ridley are. I mean, at this point, they're wide receiver ones.
Yeah.
And then Russell Gage, you play as a flex, wide receiver 2, possibly.
Yeah, he has that upside, espopecially if Julio's out.
Yeah. Probably more flex, but
more flex. But he could flex on the Bears.
The Bears.
How many Falcons do you think it would take to kill one bear? 100. You think 100 Falcons could kill one bear?
I think 5. No. A bear?
100's a lot.
Bear?
I'd say less. Maybe like 36.
Falcons got some talent on them.
That's saying, dude. They could just come in and like
they have tactical advantage.
Just
They have tactical advantage because they can fly away. Everything else can't get away from a bear.
They could just swipe, take a chunk out, and go.
Yeah,
dude. It might be
it's
less
like,
than.
Yeah, dude. It would just be like.
All right, we'll do it quick. Over under 30.
I'm gonna say. I think 30 could do it.
You think 30 could do it?
And I'm on Team Bear with the Lions.
So I think 30 could do it too. They might
Falcons
lose like 10 to 12 of them, but
so bet the Falcons, dude.
if they all came in at once, just one got the jugular. Ooh, that's game. Oh, dude, under 30, 100%.
I'm gonna say I'd say even 20 maybe.
Yeah. All right.
Falcons are big. All right. Falcons defense, don't fucking do that. Rams.
No.
No Jared Goff.
Sorry, I just said no. I'm like, no quarterback.
No Rams.
No Rams. No. No quarterback. Running back. I mean, if all three are playing, it's like I don't.
Yeah, I'm fucking.
I think I'm leaning Darrell Henderson this week because Cam Akers is banged up. Malcolm Brown had limited practice, so if I'm picking one, it's Darrell Henderson, and that's end of discussion for me.
Yeah, I would just I'm fading these running backs until I figure out what the fuck's going on because I don't know what's happening. So I would suggest do the same. Don't keep them on your bench. Hopefully you got Mike Davis. You threw him in if you drafted Cam Akers. Where we go? Wide receivers.
You're starting Woods. You're starting Kupp.
You're starting them.
But if Kupp sees another game under 6 targets, I know he had 100 yards. I'm gonna start to get a little worried that he's more last year back half than he was last year's first half.
Yeah.
Because he's got 5 targets and 6 targets. I know he had a decent game last week, but I mean you can't depend on roughly 100 yards on 5 targets very consistently.
Yeah, that's just not going to happen constantly.
No.
Tight ends.
I mean,
you could play Tyler. You play Tyler Higbee, dude. We told somebody to play Dallas Goedert over Tyler Higbee last week, and you know what? If you unsubscribed, we got you. We understand.
He Hig busted all over our face. He's like, oh yeah, start Dallas Goedert. We'll see who's God.
Unsubscribe.
Unsubscribe. Hey, Rams, so you win some, you lose some.
Rams defense.
That's a no for me, dog.
Yeah, Josh Allen's gonna run all over their butts.
I feel like this is kind of self-explanatory with the news that broke. Josh Allen, you're starting. I mean, he's been QB3, top 3 first 2 weeks. Devin Singletary, nice flex play. Even RB2, and Zach Moss is out.
Yeah.
So with no Zach Moss, Singletary is going to see majority of the work.
That saved us.
I don't even know who's behind him, honestly. I really don't on the depth chart.
Yeah. But I think it is. I mean, look, they're not.
Reggie Gilliam.
They're not scared of playing Devin Singletary, giving him a full workload.
Yeah. So he's almost an auto start this week. And then you got Stephon Diggs, you're starting, and then I'm not mad at John Brown either. I think he's kind of that weekly flex play consideration.
Nice. Tight end, Dawson Knox.
No.
It's going to be a no for me, dog. Bills defense.
Cool with it. Jared Goff, he throws picks.
Yeah.
On the road, he throws more picks.
I like it. All right, we got
like that analysis.
Yeah. We got the Houston Texans. Deshaun Watson. You playing him? I think you can play Deshaun Watson.
I think you can, but I wouldn't be mad at you if you wanted to stream.
Our secondary is not as good as our front seven.
Yeah, but that's the thing is the front seven is going to give him a lot of problems.
Yeah.
So that's what worries me. I mean, I think you could almost see a game like you did versus
the Giants.
Yeah, that on the defensive side, and then also what Deshaun Watson did against the Chiefs. It was a negative game script, but that line just couldn't
give him opportunity at all.
Yeah, I mean, 2 touchdowns and 2 picks through 2 games. I mean,
it's crazy that like 4 years later we're still talking about the Texans O-line being not good.
GM, get better. Can we tag the GM in this?
It's like, dude.
Hey, GM, you want to get better? And Deshaun Watson would be like, hey, did you see that clip that someone tagged us in last night? They're talking about
It's like the
an
poor
offensive
guy,
line.
dude. He's so talented. Dude.
It's like these rushing quarterbacks. I feel like sometimes we're just like, oh, dude,
Just
he can
like,
just,
oh, he'll figure it out.
oh, dude, he can make people miss. We don't need to draft a line. They're trotting out like some guy they just picked up from fucking Home Depot.
Yeah. So I was doing concrete.
Yeah.
Okay, we can move on to the running backs. So I think you can still play Deshaun Watson, but temper expectations.
Yeah,
Poor Texans playing fucking Ravens, Chiefs, and then Chiefs, Ravens, and then the Steelers.
Keep going, and I'll pull up a couple. Would you
Yeah.
rather start?
So running backs, I think you got to start David Johnson.
RB2.
Yeah, but but just lower expectations with David Johnson this week.
Yeah, especially against the Steelers front seven.
I think that just I don't know. He's just been so involved. You know what I mean?
You can't go away from that volume.
Yeah. Wide receivers. I think you can play Brandon Cooks. Everything's all questionable. So pay attention to that. Will Fuller was ready to go last week. Drove me fucking crazy because there's no reports on anything. He didn't play basically the whole first half, and then the second half he was like stretching, and he would go in on a couple snaps here and there, and it just I don't know what happened. He got 0 targets. So I would say fade on Will Fuller until we figure out what's going on more with him. Apparently I think it's a groin or a hamstring that they said it was.
Yeah, and I mean he makes Brandon Cooks more appealing this week.
Well, if he's out,
if he's out or limited.
Yeah.
So yeah, Brandon Cooks for me.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna trust Fuller with his injury history. When he's at 100%, I'll trust him. When he's not,
yeah, I wouldn't trust Kenny Stills or anybody like that either.
Yeah, Randall Corn in the Cobb.
Randall Cobb, yeah.
That's what I think of Randall Cobb. Spitting corn out.
Tight ends, you playing Akins or Fells?
No.
It's gonna be no for
Don't
me.
bring those names up around me.
Okay, sorry. Apologize for my outburst. Let's go Texans defense. Are you playing Texans defense?
No.
Me neither.
No. We need to get the Randy Jackson drop. That's a no for me, dog.
That's gonna be a no for me, dog. Yeah, we would use that way too much.
Yeah.
Okay, we got Steelers quarterback playing Big Ben. I'm not mad at it. It's at home.
Yeah, and the Houston's defense hasn't been a good defense. They're not what they were
years ago.
Yeah. I'm not mad at Big Ben.
Yeah. Let's go. Running backs. I think James Conner settled himself for that role. It doesn't really make sense to me because James Conner the dude.
It's a Mike Tomlin thing.
You know what it is? Benny Snell keeps fucking fumbling. And if he didn't fumble, it would be fine, and they would put him out there. But James Conner doesn't. But did you see that it was like towards the end of the game, James Conner he should have been a goner.
He
should have been in the
sooner
end
than
zone.
later.
He should have been in the end zone, and this fool just like slowed down and just kind of like and let himself get tackled almost. And then
pull one of those moves.
But then people are like, oh well, he did it because it's the end of the game, and I'm like. It looked like he was gassed, dude. I think it was a combo of both.
I didn't actually see the play, so.
Oh, dude, it was so ridiculous. It drove me crazy.
Yeah, I mean, if he's out there, he's going to be the starter and see the workload. So James Conner RB2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got upside. He'll fall in the end zone.
Yeah, I mean, you're starting Deontay Johnson at this point. He's a wide receiver. I mean, Juju and Deontay are wide receiver 2s every week, so you're starting both those guys.
Yeah. I'm with it.
Deontay Johnson, 23 targets, low key.
Bro, he looks good. Looks fucking good. Tight ends, I wouldn't be starting Eric Ebron or Vance McDonald.
Yeah, it's a no for me.
Steelers defense,
Like you're
fucking light them up, dude.
Almost every matchup.
Titans quarterback, Ryan Tannehill.
See, if Ryan Tannehill was there, I would start him over Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
That's a name I was trying to
think of.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the ratings, the consensus ratings, the experts. They have Deshaun Watson at 5. It's a little generous for me. Ahead of guys like Kyler Murray, Josh Allen. Can I slap these people?
Yeah. What the fuck?
Matt Ryan. All right. I mean, I guess. Yeah, Jesus. All right. Anyways, back to Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, I think it's.
I like it.
Yeah, the Vikings is not
Ryan
been
Tannehill
good.
at 18 on the consensus rankings for these experts.
Bro, he gets disrespected left and right. But yeah, I play Ryan Tannehill. Vikings have been fucking.
I would start
good.
him over guys like Carson Wentz, As shaky as he's
Baker.
Could he have a bigger game? Yes, but as shaky as he's been, Ryan Tannehill hasn't had a game under, I think it's 19 points, Tyler said, since week 10 of last year.
He's consistent, dude.
Yeah, it's like, why am I going to trust that Carson Wentz goes out there and does Carson Wentz shit? Why am I going to trust that Deshaun Watson gets,
And that's with guys like A.J. Brown out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He still makes it happen.
Yeah, with A.J. Brown out. So it's like
Mariota made Corey Davis look like shit for years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'd play Ryan Tannehill for sure. Running backs, Derrick Henry, light it up.
Say less. I did the job for us.
Yeah. Wide receivers.
I think Corey Davis and Adam Humphries are both flex plays. I don't know where the targets are going to go and how they're going to be spread out, but I think they're both flex plays.
Yeah.
And PPR formats a little bit more.
Truly. How about tight end? John Smith. Fucking light it up, dude. That's our guy from preseason. Titans defense against the Vikings.
I'm not mad at it.
I kind of like it too.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that will hurt you is I think there might be a lot of points scored in this game, but I still think Kirk Cousins is due to throw interceptions.
There's going to be
interceptions. So we got Minnesota Vikings. Kirk Cousins. That being said, are you playing him? No.
This is very quick for me.
Yeah.
It's
Dalvin Cook
and Adam Thielen, and that's it. Next team.
Adam Thielen. No Kyle. Is Kyle Rudolph even still there?
He's still there. It's
behind.
It's those two guys.
Yeah, he's so behind everything. It's like you don't even know. Vikings defense. It's gonna be no for me, dog.
That's no.
All right, we can move on to the Panthers. Carolina Panthers.
You ever remember the Madden game? Did you play the Madden when the Panther or Jaguar? It was maybe the Bengals too. You'd get a first down and it'd be like,
no.
There was a Madden 15 or 16. I forgot what it was, but it would do that. I'm sure if someone's watching this and they played it, they'll comment.
You know what drives me nuts when I go to games is when it's like the away team's third down. The fucking system, the PA system always goes, "It's third down." And I'm always like, dude, that doesn't affect these players at all. But it's and then sometimes you get a good defense, and then it's just constantly third down, and you're like, bro, fucking. And then
third and 26.
I'm not even mad that they get a first down on our team. I just am upset that I have to hear that fucking thing go again when they get to third down. But anyways, Teddy Bridgewater. He's starting him.
That's a no for me, dog.
That's gonna be no also for me. I'd rather play Tannehill. I'd rather play Gardner.
Yeah. Even with the game last week.
Just kidding.
Or last night.
Running backs. CMC's out.
Mike Davis. You got to assume he's a flex RB2.
Davis.
Sometimes though
He's my RB1 right now. One of my leagues.
Sometimes these things happen and they split the work. It wouldn't surprise me if Curtis Samuel saw 7 carries.
Really?
Yeah, no, it wouldn't. I think he saw 3 or 4 last week. Once Christian McCaffrey went down. So, I think Mike Davis is a decent running back. I'm just saying that's not out of.
He's not gonna do what Christian McCaffrey did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a nice PPR floor. So, Curtis Samuel's 4 carries, 26 yards.
Yeah. Wide receivers.
I feel like DJ Moore. The target volume's there, even in a tough matchup against the Chargers cornerbacks. He's gonna see 10 targets, and then Robbie Anderson will probably see 8 to 10 targets as well. So both those guys top week in and week out. Robbie Anderson's gonna be, if things don't change, a top 24 receiver based off of volume.
That's what I'm fucking talking about, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would play both of those.
Curtis
guys.
Samuel's an interesting name for a bench stash. Because if he is going to see 7 carries and 4 to 5 targets, he might be one of those guys when bye weeks start to hit in a week or two, that maybe you're considering flexing in a double flex. So just kind of watch his workload.
Yeah. Tight end.
Do we have a cricket drop?
Okay, we can move on. Panthers defense against the Chargers.
Do you want to answer that for me?
Yeah, it's gonna be no. We got the Los Angeles Chargers. It's supposed to be Justin Herbert this weekend,
which is good for the rest of the players that we're about to discuss. But I'm not starting him.
Yeah, I'm not starting Justin Herbert, but I'm not mad, dude. If you have Carson Wentz and you're struggling, fuck, maybe throw Justin Herbert in there as a stash.
Could
not to play this week, but I'm just saying,
on
your bench, if you're struggling at quarterback, say you have, whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, this is
I'm
good.
not. I wouldn't be surprised if he becomes somewhat usable in the future.
I got a good question coming up.
Okay.
Well, you're starting Austin Eckler, but Josh Kelly, I think he's a nice flex RB too, because I think they're beating Carolina and they actually run the ball more than throw the ball. Josh Kelly or Todd Gurley?
Ooh.
That's like
That's
no name
hard.
versus name, but it's like you look at like what's been done. It's like
I might play Josh Kelly.
I think I'd go
just in the
Josh.
matchup.
I think I'd go Josh Kelly too.
Yeah.
Dude, it sounds crazy to some people. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna start fucking Josh Kelly over Todd Gurley.
I get mad.
Yeah, bitch, because we adapt week to week. Come get some.
Yeah, that is crazy, but I think
Get
I might do
Billabonged.
too. Austin Eckler, obviously you're starting him.
Yeah.
That's a good-
I mean, with with Herbert starting, Keenan Allen, I'm running him out there.
Yeah. Keenan Allen. What about Mike Williams?
You're not dropping him, but I don't know if I'm
Gonna start him.
Yeah.
Mike Williams so touchdown dependent. I think in standard leagues he's a little bit better, but
Yeah, and then I mean Hunter Henry, back-to-back weeks of 8 targets. Probably I might have undervalued him this offseason, but you're starting Hunter Henry.
yeah. All right, Chargers defense. I like it. It's not
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, Carolina, Teddy Bridgewater, light him up.
I like it.
They might bolt somebody.
New York Jets taking on the Indianapolis Colts.
Until Adam Gase is gone, I will start no Jets. That is a personal thing with me, but for people's sake, the people that are listening.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
talking
the
to you.
only guy I was down for was Jameson Crowder, but then obviously he's injured and he's out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm with you, dude. I don't think I'm gonna play.
I know
anybody.
Frank-
I have Frank Gore too.
I
in
guess
some leagues,
desperation, like worst case scenario, he can be started because this defense in Indianapolis isn't as tough as who they played last week. I don't know offhand, but I'm gonna assume they score.
the
one
Colts played the
touchdown.
Vikings last week.
No, I mean the Jets.
Oh,
They played the Niners.
yeah, the Jets played
Yeah.
the Niners.
So I'm if he sees 20 carries, he's okay standard. I'm gonna go more standard than PPR start,
Yeah,
and that's it. End of discussion. I'm not trusting Herndon. Adam Gase made him block like 40% of snaps, and now he's going to probably do it again because he's
yeah,
literally the dumbest coach I've ever
yeah.
witnessed.
Wide receivers.
No.
Yeah, I mean, who are you gonna play?
Ghostbusters.
Tight ends. No.
It made no sense.
Chris Herndon.
No.
Yeah, Chris Herndon. I didn't do it last week. I'm just not trusting it. I would play Drew Sample over Chris Herndon, I think.
Yeah, I like that call.
Yeah.
I fuck with that.
Jets defense. That's gonna be a real big no for me. Colts.
Uh,
I gotta piss really fast, dude.
go ahead. I'll talk to myself. I'm not gonna.
I have to be so.
You're good. I'm not gonna trust Felipe Rios. That's our nickname for him. I'm trying to pull up his stats since I'm doing this by myself and talk at the same time. You're starting Jonathan Taylor, no brainer. I mean, week in and week out, he's a top 10 option. But yeah, Phillip Rivers. I mean, 3 interceptions, 2 touchdowns through 2 weeks, and not even against the greatest defenses. You got Minnesota week 2, Jacksonville week 1. Minnesota's looked pretty. Not Minnesota. They are not Vikings to say the least. I mean, if I was the captain of that ship, I would kick these Vikings off the ship. This is why I can't be by myself, because I talk about the most randomest shit. But yeah, I mean, another decent matchup against the New York Jets. I mean, if he hasn't got it done 2 weeks against bad teams already, well, why should I trust him again? He doesn't run the ball. To me, there's better options than Felipe Rios. You're starting Jonathan Taylor. I think T.Y. Hilton's someone who's he's interesting to me, to say the least. You know, he's still the one there. But 58% of snaps last week, 80 the week before. I'm okay with T.Y. Hilton, but I don't think he's going to be a top 15, top 20 wide receiver. To me, I had him ranked outside the top 24, and after 2 weeks, I kind of feel comfortable with that ranking. I think he's more of a wide receiver 3 flex. So if you kind of want to trust T.Y. in the matchup against the Jets, I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, dude, I like. I was so excited about this Colts offense, and it's just like, I don't know.
Yeah, the most interesting name to me is probably Michael Pittman.
Yeah,
I think he potentially could end up being the second half wide receiver 1 for the Colts.
yeah,
But I mean, to me, it's like he's kind of a desperation flex, and then Ty is like a wide receiver 3. So
right.
yeah.
I'm with you.
And then Colts defense, light them up.
Light up the Colts
If you
defense.
can trade for the Colts defense to get it, you might get a win this week.
What about Mo Alley Cox?
If Jack Doyle's out, I ain't mad at that.
Mo Alley Cox is.
Dude,
I
just fuck with that name.
I feel like a lot of like the top tier tight ends are not doing well, are not performing well.
Yeah.
So if you're stuck with one of these guys, I'm not mad if you just fucking throw in Mo Alley Cox. If you just keep getting a couple points from like Austin Hooper and shit.
Dude, and you get to see that name every time he scores. When you go to your
Mo Alley Cox.
when you go to your app, it's like Mo Alley Cox.
Mo Alley here. Yeah, that's fucked up to do to a kid. But anyways, Colts defense, that's amazing.
That's like number one defense.
Cowboys.
Hey, they're partner. Y'all good there, Cowboy?
Y'all good there, Cowboy? Cowboys playing against the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle.
Starting Dak.
Dak
starting
Prescott.
Zeke.
You got to start him.
Starting-
Zeke, start him.
Starting Cooper.
What about Tony Pollard? Put him on your bench. Okay, wide receivers. Dude, Amari Cooper looks fucking good this year, huh?
I mean,
against
I know
Falcons is one
it's
thing.
2
but-
weeks, so let's not, because this could be his most consistent 2-week stretch of the year. I mean, it's like, even though I like Cooper, I don't put emotions into analytics. But I mean, I did say in his range of outcomes as a top 5 wide receiver. That's why he was going 4th round. I'm like, I'll take the shot. I'm like, yeah, you want to see boomer bust. I know that's like, oh, he didn't show up for weeks 14 through 16. But do you really think he's like, oh, dude, fantasy playoffs are going on. I'm going to fucking not show up. It's like, dude, get the fuck out of here with that narrative.
Maybe he get tired.
Maybe he get tired.
He get tired around that time
That's
of
possible.
year.
But, I mean, you're starting Cooper. I think you got to trust CeeDee Lamb over Michael Gallup at this point.
Yeah.
But Michael Gallup's interesting in this matchup. I mean, 2 weeks of 5 targets. I mean, maybe that's a mirage. And maybe he's actually closer to the 2 than CD than what we've seen through 2 weeks. So I wouldn't drop him yet, but I don't know that I would start him, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. It sucks. Michael Gallup is like.
Because what if Michael Gallup sees 9 targets or 10 targets this week and CeeDee Lamb sees 4? We're looking at the situation different.
Right.
So I wouldn't drop him, but I don't know that I would start him yet, because it could be Amari 1, CeeDee Lamb a close 2nd, and then Gallup 3 going forward. So, but I wouldn't drop him yet.
Yeah.
That's my take on it.
Tight ends.
Dalton Schultz. He's in that Logan Thomas. Who else?
But I would have Logan Thomas and Jordan Reed.
Yeah, I would start Jordan Reed over him. Who was the other guy? But we were talking off of
Mo Alley Cox.
Yeah, I'd probably go. He's decent desperation, because Seattle, Russ is cooking, so Dak's gonna have to cook. And they've been cooking up some gators over there down in Texas.
Gators. Cooking up some gators. Is your phone ringing?
No. That's a yes.
Okay, I was like holding my phone.
I was silent. I was silent to see if you could hear it through the mic, so people were like listening to the podcast here, and then I was like, maybe.
Cowboys defense.
That's a no for me, dog.
Yeah, not against cooking up Russ. Russell Wilson, fucking start him. If you got him on your team, dude, congrats.
Chris Carson, start him. This is pretty easy. Chris Carson,
start.
Tyler Lockett,
start him. DK Metcalf,
start
him. Well, this team looks good.
Greg Olsen,
possibly start him.
Possibly
start him. Possibly, maybe put him in your lineup.
Standard, I'm not mad at it.
It is a little bit harder. Standard. You can fall into the end zone. There's that upside.
And then you'd be happy you start him. You start him.
Yeah, it's like it just with the tight end landscape being the way it is. It's like we're kind of suggesting you to start a lot of these obscure tight ends, kind of, but it's just because it's so hard to find someone to be able to start.
Yeah, I mean it's 5 targets 2 weeks, not sexy, but that's why I say standard. I mean I think this is a shootout game.
Yeah.
If you think this is a game that's going to be a shootout, then I think he has a decent chance to get in the end zone. If you think this is not going to be a shootout, then don't start him.
I feel like it will be.
He's like a 12 to 15 range option.
Right.
It's not like he's a top play, but I mean he's in that like, okay, like I need someone here.
Oops.
Like he has a better chance of getting in the end zone than some of the names we've brought out, like the Drew Sample, the Mo Alley Cox, even the Logan Thomas, because those quarterbacks might throw 1 touchdown. Russell Wilson will probably throw at least 3, if not 17. So
Yeah, you're making solid points here. Well, Seattle defense, you playing them?
Nah.
No. I think that it's the Cowboys are.
That's a good offense.
I think this game's got to go over. I can't imagine this game not going over.
And it's like two of like those like teams that like kind of have that it factor in a sense for like just.
I think Seahawks win it, but I think the Cowboys got fucking given that game last week. But
yeah.
We'll move on to the Lions taking on the Arizona Cardinals.
The Cardinals. Matthew Stafford, if what's his name's in? Marvin Jones. No, he's in.
Kenny
Galladay. He's been out for 2 weeks. I forgot his name. Who is
he?
Who
am I? Bro, it's hard sometimes.
I know you got to remember like not even just the main players. We have to remember like backup players and then backups to the backups.
And then all of a sudden you're remembering defenses.
And then you're like, would a lion kill like 17 Cardinals?
Yeah, that's hard.
It's like, how do you remember
Cardinals
that?
are bitches, so the lion would kill all of them.
It destroyed 100 Cardinals.
I'm with you though, Matt Stafford. If Kenny Galladay can play, what's his status right now?
I think he's trending. He's being trendy. He's trending towards starting. He's got his long
he's super
t-shirt
trendy
on
right now.
His extra long t-shirt with the holes.
He's got a long fit on. He's got nice tight pants.
Ripped jeans. I mean, Kenny Galladay probably does wear trendy shit. He's 24, 25.
Dude, yeah.
And when you run smooth routes,
he's got a smooth style.
He's got a smooth style.
I feel like I have these allergies. They look high right now.
I'm about to look up Kenny Galladay's outfits.
Quarterbacks, running backs, DeAndre Swift. What's going on with these running backs?
I put a big question mark on running backs because to me I ain't fucking with that fire.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like when these backfields get super confusing and it's like I'm just gonna look elsewhere.
And when the game script can go negative, because I don't know if that defense can control Kyler Murray, potentially.
Yeah.
And then it's like, who am I gonna trust?
I think the Cardinals will be up by 9 points.
We need to get a cat drop. So when any like the Panthers, Lions, Jaguars,
it's so stupid. But yeah, wide receivers. You're playing Kenny Galladay.
If he's out there,
yeah, because he's supposed to be playing. But yeah, Marvin Jones, I would fade a little bit.
He hasn't looked. I mean, through 2 weeks, he hasn't been the same so far. I mean, the targets have been okay, but you would assume if I can't get those big games with Kenny Galladay out, maybe it's a factor that he needs Galladay in the lineup to help him do what he needs to do. But to your point, I think if Kenny Galladay is there, I'm going to get away from him.
Yeah. I'm going to look elsewhere. That being said, are you talking about TJ Hockenson?
I mean, the Hawk's been kind of hawking.
He's been hawking, dude. Yeah, with this crazy tight end landscape, I mean, I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, I mean, the targets are, he's 100% in catch rate. So you'd like to see that.
I will say that the Cardinals were bad against tight ends last year, but it doesn't seem like it's that way
this year so far. I'm not mad at it, though. I mean, especially if Marvin Jones is out. I mean, I assume with negative game script, too. Not Marvin Jones, Kenny Galladay, jeez. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah. Half D's. Lions defense, I'm not going to play the Lions defense.
No.
That's going to be a no from me. You got the Arizona Cardinals. Kyler Murray, fucking start him, dude.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer. And then
Kenyon Drake. I feel like you have to start him, but he's been disappointed.
Drake?
You've been kind of disappointed with Kenyon Drake as of late.
Yeah, but he's getting the volume and he's getting the
tweet out to fantasy owners.
He's like, "Yeah, drop me, dog. Watch what happens."
Yeah.
I do wonder if we do get some of that. How do I word this? Josh Allen, Cam Newton type of effect in the red zone with the way Kyler Murray runs as a quarterback.
Yeah.
Like maybe this year, Kyler Murray runs for Lamar Jackson. You know, maybe he runs for 7 touchdowns, and it just takes away from what Drake does in the red zone.
I feel like Drake had a lot of breakaway.
He's always been more of a breakaway running back, even in Miami. So, you're not benching him though. But I think more of like I actually did probably have him ranked at I have to think 8 maybe roughly in the off season.
Yeah.
I think he's more probably, in the 12 to 13 range.
Right.
Rest of season rankings.
Rest of season.
I just think the addition of D-Hop has led them to throw the ball more than then that's what the coach wanted to do.
Right.
Remember when he came in, it's like, dude, we're going to throw 900 times a game, run 7,000 snaps.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, okay, bro, relax.
Yeah.
Chill for a second. And, I mean, that's what he wants to do, and he's kind of doing it right now with Kyler Murray. So,
900 times. But, yeah. I think you still got to play Kenny Drake.
Yeah, you're still playing Drake.
I think he'll have his breakout game
he's gonna have some big games. And Detroit's not a bad one to peg him for having a big game.
Yeah, I peg him for a good game.
Yeah, but
wide receivers, D-Hop, obviously.
Yeah. Fitz, I'm not mad at it in PPR.
Fitz in PPR, dude.
I think Christian Kirk's gonna be out.
Yeah.
Is he ruled out?
I don't know if it's official yet.
Yeah,
but
I think he's being trendy towards sitting on the.
He's being super trendy, but what's it called?
Oh, Christian Kirk out.
Yeah. There we go.
Thursday.
Official.
So that's not good. So he's probably out. So if he's out, I like Fitz in PPR.
Yeah. Fitz is just consistent, dude.
Yeah. And then Cardinals defense, I mean, they've been okay. I'm not mad at it if Galladay misses. Galladay misses.
Cardinals defense is actually a defense I think you can stream this week if you just don't have anything good. I think you can stream Cardinals defense against the Lions.
I'm in that situation. I'm like, dude, there's no one on the waiver wire.
Yeah.
I think it's a decent defense. I'm like, I might have to just roll them out there.
Yeah. Tight ends. Who?
Arnold.
Dan Arnold. Yeah, that's right.
It's a no for me, dog.
That's
My
going
Arnold's
to be
terrible.
a no for me.
I've never had a good Arnold impersonation.
Okay. We can move on to the Buccaneers. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Tampa Bay Tom Brady's playing the Denver Broncos. Denver Broncos don't have Jeff Driscoll. So Tom.
Old Driscoll.
Do you playing Tom Brady?
I need to see more.
TB12.
Carolina, terrible matchup. Good matchup, terrible Carolina defense is what I meant. Sorry, not terrible matchup. 217 and 1-1. I mean, 239, 2-2. I need to see more.
Yeah.
I'm streaming someone probably. I'm not dropping Tom Brady because I think this offense will come together eventually, but I need to see more consistency before I'm throwing him out there week to week.
Right.
And with no rushing upside, like I said, I mean 239 and 2 is not going to do it for me.
That's not enough.
And he's throwing picks, so it's like
that's not enough for me, bro.
Nah, I ain't starting him. I ain't starting Tom fucking Brady. He
Brady.
He can sit his old ass veggie eating ass on the bench this week.
Running backs. So Leonard Fournette showed up, put up 27 points, full point PPR.
That's a lot of points.
Yeah,
they say that's
2 touchdowns,
27 more than 0.
I mean, what do you play Leonard Fournette this week now? Because it's like the week before is Ronald Jones.
I mean,
what do you do?
I want to hear you speak.
I mean, I have Leonard Fournette and I'm starting him. I
mean,
he just got a lot of volume last week. I think
still 43% of the snaps. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to fuck with Tampa Bay's backfield. Let's put it that way.
Well, I didn't try to. I fucking every year I say I'm never drafting a running back for Tampa Bay. I drafted a running back. He got fucking traded to the Tampa Bay, and this is like the worst. I fucking hate playing these running backs back here because you never know what's gonna happen. Yeah. In previous years with Peyton Barber and Ronald Jones, they're all over the place. They're impossible to own. There's so much different things moving around on this offense with between Scotty Miller and Chris Godwin being hurt, and then Mike Evans is all over the place, and then you got Gronk too. You forget Gronk's there. I don't know. There's so many goddamn question marks with this team. New quarterback.
Yeah, all that shit.
Bruce Arians is yelling at fucking Tom Brady for not performing right week 1.
All that shit you just said makes me want to start no Buck running backs.
That's what I'm saying. But that being said, I can't ignore the fact that Leonard Fournette, I still think everybody hates on him, but I still think has potential. And I think in a new spot.
I'm not going to say it's undoable, but I mean, majority
if you were going to play one, would you play Ronald Jones or Leonard Fournette?
Okay, that's the best way to put it. Can I pull the trigger?
I'm playing Fournette.
Could I have picked up Myles Gaskin off the waiver wire?
Yeah, I should have.
If I had to choose one, I guess Fournette, but that I don't. You know what?
That makes you feel better.
Try
and
how
trade
much confidence
Fournette.
I have right now with that?
Zero. You have zero confidence.
It's like it's not 0.
Like 5% confidence.
Yeah,
5%.
Yeah, that's it.
I feel you.
That's it.
Well, wide receivers.
Like when I hear Bucks running backs, I'm just like,
I know what you mean. So it looks like Chris Godwin went through concussion protocol all correctly. He should be starting. I think you can start Chris Godwin.
yeah, you're starting the God. You're starting the Evans.
You start Mike Evans. I would fade Scotty Miller, dude. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, Scotty doesn't know how to catch a touchdown pass.
Scotty doesn't know.
Let's not get cute in that.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you there.
Let's get some more data before we start fucking with that.
Yeah.
The Titans, that's a no.
Yeah. No OJ Howard. No
Gronk.
No Gronk.
They're both droppable.
Oh yeah. I thought I had it wrong on something. Don't do that. That's like nails on a chalkboard.
Sorry.
All right. Maybe a little bit for me, but maybe for somebody else.
Right.
Dude, but yeah, so tight ends now. Bucks defense against the Broncos, I'm not mad at it.
Not mad at it.
You got backup quarterback. Bucks defense is actually not as bad as you would think. So I like it. It's a good stream. We can move on to the Denver Broncos.
No.
Jeff Driscoll, that's going to be a no.
Melvin Gordon, start him.
How about Melvin Gordon?
Start him.
I like it. PPR upside. Looks good. No Phillip Lindsay because he got a toe. Wide receivers. Everybody's banged up over here.
I mean, Judy's a decent.
I like Judy.
He's a decent PPR flex, wide receiver 2 upside, and then you got the Hamburglar.
KJ Hamler.
Yeah. For people who don't, they're like, who the fuck's the Hamburglar? Sorry, I mean,
Did they start typing in Hamburglar in the ESPN app?
They're waiver wire. They're like, dude, these guys said the Hamburglar.
KJ Hamler.
I mean, once Sutton went down, I mean, 7 targets last week. I think he's a nice little bench ad and someone that desperation flex type of play.
Yeah.
But someone who could be useful going forward. So I think he's someone that you should probably own if you're owning like a third quarterback or second defense or some of that bullshit.
Yeah.
Get out of town with that, bro. Come on.
Get out of town.
Get out of town.
Get out of town. Tight ends. Noah Fant.
Noah can.
Noah can. Noah Fant. I mean, fucking light it up, dude.
Yeah, do light it up. He's Noah can.
He was consensus ranked tight end like 17.
Yeah, because these guys are really good, dude. They
good.
like.
But Austin Hooper's 5. Good call.
Great call.
Broncos defense. That's gonna be a no.
That's a no for me, dog.
A no for me, dog. Yeah. Oh, Driscoll.
The Green Bay Packers.
The Green Bay Packers.
Oh, Driscoll.
Hey, go Pack, go.
Back that cheese.
How stupid is that? That's what they scream. Go Pack, go. That's what the Knights is too. The Vegas Knights, the hockey team. Anyways, Packers.
A lot of teams probably say that.
It's just so fucking lame to me. I don't know. You couldn't think of anything?
Yeah.
Anything else besides that? Anyways. What's it called? Oh, Aaron Rodgers. You starting Aaron Rodgers against the Saints defense?
Maybe. Probably not.
Okay, imagine you had Aaron Rodgers and Big Ben. Who are you playing? Big Ben at home against the Texans.
I'm gonna go Big Ben.
Yeah. That's what I got going on. that's my lineup.
Oh, you're like asking for a friend real fast. This guy is pretty cool, so just make sure you give him really good advice.
Yeah, I think it's not a bad matchup. I mean, what did Derek Carr put up against the Raiders or the Saints? The Saints are on a short week, you know.
Yeah, I mean, he had 3 touchdowns, 250 yards. I mean, you just I know, like, I think Tyler and Jay were bigger on, week 1 against Minnesota. Dude, Aaron Rodgers, I'm like, yeah, but I'm like, what's 1 week? He only threw over 40 times in 1 week or 2 times last year.
Yeah.
What happened last week? 30 attempts.
Yeah.
So I need to see more Aaron Rodgers 35 to 40 pass attempts before I'm going to trust him week in and week out, because I don't think this offense of scheme and coach wants to go out and throw the ball nonstop.
Yeah.
So, well, I do think there's shootout potential, so I think he has decent upside. I just don't.
I know what you mean.
It's like I'm okay with it. Am I happy about it? Probably not. Am I mad at it? No.
I think if he gets you 20 points this week, you'll be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he doesn't run the ball like he used to.
Yeah.
I mean, he used to get 300-400, like the Minshew, 300-400 yards rushing. Now he's like,
he's a nimble guy.
Yeah.
He's young.
Yeah, back he was a little spry chicken.
Sprout. He's a little Spitfire. Spitfire.
FIFA.
What does he say in that movie? Oh, Spitfire. That's another drop I need to get. Running backs, Aaron Jones. Dude, I'm not a big fan of Aaron Jones, but he keeps fucking proving me wrong. He keeps telling me to hold my beer.
I mean, I've been a fan of the talent for a long time. I said he's probably, like, my eyes, one of the top 5 most talented running backs. You put him in the Saints offense, he's almost Alvin Kamara.
Almost.
I mean, we haven't seen him there, so we can't say. But I mean, he is legit. He makes like receiver type of moves out of the backfield. He breakaway runs. But I know he's been hurt throughout his career, but there's not a running back on a per touch basis that has had as many breakaway runs as Aaron Jones had.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know we were down on him. I was even like, oh, he's not going to score 18 touchdowns. He's going to score 12. But I also said you can't just say that he's not going to have the same type of red zone work. That's why it was like, when we discussed his downside, that was there. But I also brought up his upside because I'm like, if he scores 15 touchdowns again, it's not going to shock me. He's going to see 225 carries and 40 to 50 receptions. That has a value when it comes down to it. If he scores 12 to 15 touchdowns again, he's way over what you drafted him at. Now, if he got down to 8, where I think that's kind of the downside we were talking about, then, he'd be a potential bust. But it's only 2 weeks. He might not score a lot of touchdowns going forward, so we can't jump on that yet.
Right.
You could have 3 straight weeks with no touchdowns for all we know.
I think he's you got to start him, though.
But, you're starting him. I'm just saying, he was one of the players we discussed a lot in the offseason, so.
Yeah. Trade for him if you can. Fuck it.
I said trade for him in a dynasty. I said it straight up. All offseason, I was like, trade for him in a dynasty.
Yeah.
Because if he's gone, I'm like, as far as talent goes, and if he gets a workhorse role, that dude's about to. And he's about to. He
seems to be having that. Wide receivers, Devontae Adams.
He good. Start him if he's there.
Yeah. Start him if he's there. What about these other guys?
I'm not fucking with them.
MVS and
I don't care if he's out.
You know what it is, dude? Those guys just drop passes. MVS and Alan Lazard together, they're just like. That's what you hear me saying.
Yeah,
they're not good. Just don't play. I just it's another one of those. I want to see it. Prove to me. Prove to me that you can fucking run a route and get the ball thrown to you perfectly, and you don't drop the pass. Then I'll play you. Yeah,
Devontae Adams out most of the game. They saw 5 and 7 targets, and they're not. You know what?
That's Martellus Bennett, by the way. If anybody was wondering where that's from, it's about tight ends. Okay, we can move on to the defense. Someone's probably like, did the podcast end?
Did it lose audio? I made sure to lick my lips so you could hear something. I was like,
Green Bay's defense. I don't know. Drew Brees seems to just like to throw it to the other team.
Drew Brees looks old.
He looks not good. Well,
he's having that. We were talking about it. He's having that Peyton Manning effect. It's like it might not be there, but this is his last year, 100%.
Yeah,
it's coming.
It's coming.
It is coming. There's going to be
Peyton's places.
Interceptions.
Drew Brees' bees. He starts beekeeping.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not as optimistic as I was in the offseason about Drew Brees going forward this year.
Yeah.
I've been trying, if Matt Stafford's got
Kenny
Galladay, I'm there on that. Ben Roethlisberger, I would start over him. Ryan Tannehill, I would start over him. I would still start him. Cam Newton's behind him. I would start Cam Newton over him. Jeez, what is wrong with these rankings? Can we go slap some of these people?
Yeah.
Really fast?
What are you seeing?
No, I'm going off the consensus rankings.
Yeah.
Like on Jesus. All right, yeah. Low end, I'd say temper your Drew Brees expectations. Without Michael Thomas, he didn't look the same. Unless the Raiders' defense is just that, but I don't think it is because Teddy Bridgewater went out there and threw for 300.
Teddy Bridgewater.
But anyways, you're starting Alvin Kamara. Receivers, are you? I think if I'm playing one, I'm playing Traquan.
Yeah, I'm with you. And I called it last week, so you guys are welcome.
Yeah.
Just saying.
2 touchdowns.
I mean, I said that he was going to do good.
No, I know.
I said Traquan Smith going to do gooder than Manny Sanders.
And Manny Sanders he's a cut him. I cut him right now if I could. But hey, Manny, you ain't got them.
You gotta get out.
You ain't got them baggy pants and them pockets hanging out. Different Manny. But yeah, Traquan if it's
Manny
one.
Pacquiao.
Jared Cook, you start. Yeah.
Jared Cook, you start.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, Saints defense? That's a no for me, dog.
No?
Yeah.
Against Green Bay. That's
Nah,
hard.
they can do too much with the run. Rodgers doesn't throw a lot of interceptions, so what's my upside? Punt
Yeah.
return, touchdown,
Yeah.
strip fumble, maybe, probably not.
It's going to be probably, if I had to guess, this would be a high-scoring game. We can move on. We got one more game left.
We almost did it. Let's go, boys. One more game.
We got the Chiefs playing the
Chefs.
This is probably the top two teams in the AFC. If I had to put
I would assume so.
Chiefs are playing the Baltimore Ravens. Got to play Pat Mahomes.
This is actually
Hashtag
pretty.
Avi.
I don't even think we need to say anything about these two games.
Yeah,
Technically,
you just like probably on the Ravens.
Ravens had more. Mahomes start, CH start, Kelsey start, Tyreek Hill start. I'm not fucking with anyone else.
Don't play
outside of that.
McCole Hardman. Don't look at Sammy Watkins.
Yeah, we
What
told
did he
you.
do? What did he do? Not shit.
You want to play with that fire? Go ahead, get burnt.
Yeah.
Hey, how's your hand feeling? If you started,
If you traded Sammy Watkins after last week, fucking good on you, dude.
Fucking genius.
But yeah, I'm with you. Tight ends, Kelsey for sure. Defense,
No.
Chiefs defense, no.
No.
Let's go to the Baltimore Ravens. Side of the ball, Lamar Jackson. You gotta play him.
Yeah, you're starting him.
You gotta stop.
The
him.
running backs, I think, the only real.
This is what. Yeah,
topic.
this is where it gets weird. You got Mark Ingram, J.K. Dobbins. I do think I'm starting to realize that I think J.K. Dobbins is gonna take over here, but it's just I don't know.
He had 2 carries last week.
No, but I'm just saying in general, I just don't
For
think
the
Mark
future?
Ingram looks that good. I don't know.
I think the coach is true to what he said. He's like, it's going to be a week-to-week game plan.
Yeah.
So when anyone starts talking about Ravens running backs,
Well, I just think, I also get nervous when Lamar Jackson,
can score.
he runs the ball more than them. So it's like, that's why when I was looking at these rookies coming in, I was going towards, guys like Jonathan Taylor behind the offensive line. I fucking made the mistake, and it's not a 100% mistake, but it's like I love Cam Akers, and he hasn't showed up, but yeah, it's still up in the air though, because it's just with what's going on back there.
Yeah, I mean, if I tell you your running back's going to see anywhere from 30% of the snaps to 40% of the snaps, do you feel comfortable with that? In general speaking.
Yeah, no.
That's what they are.
That's like maybe a flex.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And that's what these running backs are so far. So I just don't want to start any of them. I don't. That's just me.
Yeah.
Will they get in the end zone? Like maybe, but then I'm just like getting lucky. It's not even like I'm there's too much downside to the not even huge upside, because it's not like they're going to give Ingram or Dobbins or Gus 20 carries in a game and he's going to have 20 for 146 and 2 touchdowns. Like that, they're not doing that.
Yeah.
So it's like, what's the real upside? He scores and I'm like okay with it.
Yeah. That's gross. You don't want to see that.
Yeah. So yeah.
Possibly fade these guys then, you would say?
Dumb fire.
Probably fade these guys though?
Yeah, I'm fading him.
Yeah.
Wide receiver, I actually like Marquise Brown in this matchup a lot. I don't know many people are probably benching him anyways.
Someone sent me a trade they tried to trade me Marquise Brown for like 3 of my players. Here. It was Marquise Brown. He tried to trade me Marquise Brown for Myles Gaskin and Brandon Cooks. Would you take that?
Marquise Brown for what?
Myles Gaskin and Brandon Cooks.
No.
Yeah.
It's not a bad offer.
Yeah, but I just don't look at Marquise Brown in the spot. I mean, I definitely think you have to start him if you got him.
Oh, like you were going to get Marquise Brown?
Yeah.
If I was getting him, I would do that.
Yeah?
Yeah. It depends on my team makeup, though, because it's like he comes to one of those guys that has a like huge upside on a week basis to me.
Yeah.
Because it's like I mean, is Deshaun
I
Watson?
feel like I have.
I don't know your makeup. It's like like if you're never going to start Myles Gaskin and you're going to flex Brandon Cooks on occasion, but you're going to use Marquise Brown as a wide receiver too, or flex more often, then yeah, make the move.
Make the move, dude.
Because it's like, I mean, matchups like this against Kansas City, and Lamar Jackson's going to throw a lot more than he has in the first 2 weeks.
Right.
And Marquise Brown has Tyreek Hill type of week-to-week upside.
Yeah. But you're
And
making solid points right now.
Well,
I want to run my team.
That's just how I look at it. I'm like, dude, if I just going to sit in the bench, what's the point?
Yeah.
You know what?
I'm adjusting my thing. I might take this trade.
Hey, you want to send that trade?
I thought it was 3 people for some reason when I remembered it, but anyways. Yeah, you're other than Marquise Brown, are you playing any of these other guys?
And if like this is just trade talk real quick, Mark Andrews. So let's just say like there's a guy in your team that you don't like, and he's like, oh, I don't know anymore. I'm kind of second guessing it. You know what? I'll throw this player in because now you open up an extra bench spot.
Yeah.
And then you can pick someone up on waivers.
Yeah, that's what I do. I do like the package trade.
Yeah.
Clear that bench out.
Because a lot of times a 2-for-1 trade, or even if you make it back 2-for-2, or
I make the mistake of trying to send a lot of 4-for-1s, and they're like,
hey,
dude,
bro,
what am I supposed to do?
Dude, I can't have 18 players.
And I'm like, dude, but these guys are all hella good.
Dude, I'm giving you 3 defenses.
I'm terrible at trades.
Yeah,
I
pulled off a trade, which I don't. I just threw it out there because I want. So my analyst is separate from the way I'm playing fantasy football. Like I just want I want Devontae Parker in every league, so I've been trying to get him.
Yeah.
Because I just kind of want to have a little fun this year, and not be so like fucking staring at my phone when I do too many leagues. So I offered Russell Gage and Cam Akers for Devontae Parker.
Nice.
And it went through.
I feel like if Cam Akers comes out though, dude.
Not mad at it. I have a 1-2 punch of Kamara and Nick Chubb.
Nice.
And then I still have Antonio Gibson. So like, where does he get to? Maybe Antonio Gibson's level,
right? By
week 8, and it's like I'd rather just have the consistency of Parker.
Yeah.
In my lineup, and then he's Dolphins. So Dolphins fan.
Dolphins. So yeah, Mark Andrews though you're playing for the Ravens.
You start him. Ravens defense, not this week.
I feel like if you drafted the Ravens defense, you're gonna fucking play him though.
Nah, I'm not starting against Mahomes. Don't drop him if you believe in them that much, and that's how you like to play fantasy football. Because I'm not trying to tell you how to manage your team.
Because yeah,
you were speaking. So
no, I'm just saying is like if the Steelers play the Chiefs. I want to play the Steelers defense, but it's like maybe I should fade them.
If you can't find a really good option that you like, play them. But because it's like don't drop them. But it's like if you can find a decent option, like we discussed Washington or the Colts. Who else was we've said a couple defensive teams that we were like we're not mad at that. Go with one of those if you can. But if you can't, then start the Ravens because you don't want to drop them.
Right.
Because they get to play the Browns twice still, or one more time, and then they play the Bengals twice.
Bengals play the Browns. Browns. Yeah.
Well, all right.
Oh, there it is.
Dude, happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday to Anthony. I keep forgetting it's your birthday.
Yeah, dude.
You want to hit that outro, dude? We could fucking finish this off.
This one?
It's the I. No.
Wait, it's the I.
It's the same one.
All right.
God damn it. I literally had it lower because I had a feeling.
Right. The
podcast just ends like that. Thanks for listening to the AVG Fantasy Football Podcast episode 52. As we went over the all the matchups for Week 3 coming up.
Yeah, dude.
Thanks for listening. I hope this helped. I hope you were able to set your lineup accordingly based off this episode. Also, if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter. Subscribe to us on the podcast app. Leave us a rating and review on the podcast app. It really helps us out. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Do all that good stuff. But just like that, let's watch some football. And us big boy. Oh, also, if you haven't, we should be doing a Sunday live stream before the game's last minute lineup live stream.
Yeah, dude, hit us up. You get all of us. You got Mike's advice, my advice, T's advice, Dre's advice. He's gonna ball.
Yeah, he's gonna ball. He's gonna ball. But yeah,
we need to make it drops of our own words.
Yeah, I should do it. But the problem is that it sounds like they're just talking on the podcast.
If you do it while they're speaking, that's when you drop it.
You know what I should do is I should just change the pitch on it so it like sounds like deeper or like higher pitch.
Like a demon. He gonna ball.
He gonna ball.
Or chipmunk. He gonna ball.
Yeah, he gonna ball. He gonna ball. But yeah, thanks for listening.
All right, boys and girls.
We're out. Us big boys.
Billabong.
We're out.
That's get litty like a titty. One titty.
Litty like a motherfucking titty, bitch. bitch. Lady like a motherfucking titty, bitch. Lady like a motherfucking titty, bitch. Lady like a motherfucking titty, bitch. I'm just yo fucking witch. I'm gonna cast a spell on your bitch. I'm just gonna get fucking rich. I just have a fucking itch on this cranium. I'm so brainium. I got so much flow in my bro. Blow in my
Disco.
And it's time to fucking go. Cause me and Anthony.
Did you forget my name?
Got to go. I had a brain fart. Alright, peace out.
Alright, peace out.
Bye bye bye.
Ba 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 ba.